Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Kalama. As the norm, 1 hour of wisdom, 1 hour of fun, 1 hour of entertainment. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, just press the button, subscribe to my channel. Give us a word. When you subscribe, you give us more energy to create more content for you guys. Today, I have a special guest, and let's get in. Mr. Mutinda, welcome to Kalama Hour. I have known Mutinda for approximately 10 years now. We have met in different occasions, different times, but today we have a special topic for you guys. You're going to talk about a very sensitive topic that is rarely talked about. And if you have heard about it, it might be rumors. But today, Mr. Ali is going to deep down, is going to dive into the topic and give us more insights and more wisdom. Mutinda, welcome, sir.
Asante sana.
How are you?
I'm good.
How have you been, man? It's been a while.
Uh, it's been a while, but I also want to say thank you for inviting me here. I've been yearning to be in many podcasts, and I want to say it's a privilege to be here. And I'm looking forward to learning from you as also you guys learn from me.
It's an honor. It's an honor to host you, my friend. I've been looking for you for the longest time, and you are a very rare person to find, man. You have a very busy schedule. I had to look for you and in the last time I texted you and asked you about if you could create some time. I think it was some months ago, maybe 5. And I told me, oh, you will get time, and here you are, finally.
Yeah.
I'm happy you're here, sir. Okay. So let's just start on topic today. Intersexual dynamics. What does it entail? What is it about?
Okay, intersexual dynamics basically means how men behave, also how women behave. And this is the nature of men and the nature of women, how they interact with each other. And just observations and connecting dots. Why does this particular gender behave in the way they are behaving?
Okay.
So mine is more of, this is a television, it's working, but mine is to look at the nuts and the bolts of why this television is working. And that gets down to, why do women do what they do? And why do men do what they do in the relationship context?
So when we talk about how women behave, rather how men behave, do we talk about how they behave towards each other, or is it just how women behave as women and how men behave as men? I mean, is there a connection between how the people, how these particular genders behave in relation to each other? Because for me, I feel how people behave is more of how they were brought up, the environment they were brought up in. But again, psychology says different.
Yes.
So, how is that connection?
I can't disagree with you, but we want to look at the relationship level. If a man cheats, why does he cheat? If a woman cheats, why does he cheat? You know? And the other question maybe you'll ask me later, or if you want, you can ask me right now, is what do women want and what do men want? You know? Now, for us to understand the behavior of women, first we need to understand a few terminologies, you know. We have what we call hypergamy.
Hypergamy.
Hypergamy, it's a nature of women. Men are not affected by hypergamy. Now let me define the word hypergamy.
Okay.
Hypergamy basically means women can only date upwards and not downwards. They can either date upwards or across their level or a little bit higher. They cannot date downwards. That is the essence of hypergamy. And hypergamy can be looked in 3 sections: sexually, socially, and there is a question that hypergamy asks: is this the best that I can do? And the other thing I'll talk about later is hypergamy does not care. So would you want me to explain more on hypergamy so that we get to the nuts and bolts later?
Of course, of course. It's really interesting. It's really interesting because I also want to learn. I also want to learn. You mentioned a very important factor about hypergamy that we about women that they date upwards. Is it in terms of age? Is it in terms of social status? Is it in terms of what are they actually looking at? And as you get into that, I would also like you to just broaden hypergamy and tell us more.
One's very interesting. One thing about hypergamy is not a straight jacket. Hypergamy will affect different women differently, but every woman is hypergamous. Every woman. A woman who works at a strip club, she's hypergamous, but also a woman who is in charge, she is also hypergamous, but in a different context.
All right.
Okay, so hypergamy affect every person. It affect women, especially women, sexually, socially, and economically. Okay, now let me now explain hypergamy from the basics. Let's now get the basics first.
All right.
Hypergamy, the basics of hypergamy comes down to the ovulatory period of a woman. We need to start from there. Okay. During the ovulation time of a woman, that is the time she seeks a person who is masculine, a person who is at least dominant. In other words, she's looking for an alpha, someone to breed with. Because hypergamy has two sides. We have the alpha side and the beta side. Now, let me first explain the alpha and the beta. Alpha, they are men who are perceived to be muscular, to be dominant, to be authoritative, to take leadership roles by women.
By women.
Those are alphas.
By women.
So when a woman gets into this room and the way we behave, she can detect who is an alpha manistus. That's one thing. Now, during this period, ovulatory period, I want you to just go with me. During this period, she seeks that person, that alpha male. Now, this is a feature of women. This is the nature. It's not a bug, it's a feature. We need to recognize that. Yeah. Now, this time, it is the phase where she seeks very casual sex. It's not a long term. Because every woman is capable of a one night stand during this time. Now the beta side, now the alpha side, she looks for the bad boys. The bad boys. I think you have
That's the alpha side.
That's the alpha side.
Okay.
I think you have had good boys finish last. Nice guys finish last.
Yeah.
The reason is bad boys start first.
Okay.
You know, this is the phase where they are only looking for a short-term sexual experience. That is the first part of a program. Now, after all this has happened during that cycle, now she seeks the better side where she can get emotional support, you know, a listening ear, you know, somewhere she can be cuddled, you know. This time, the real time when maybe if she has a boyfriend, she comes back and she starts crying. If she has a friend, she calls that friend, oh, the boyfriend of mine's alifanya hivi and he's not calling me back, you know. Yeah. The bad guy, you know. Now, the better side has other components. Okay. Most, and I'm ready to get stoned for this. In the better side, this is where the people who marry fall.
Okay.
Yeah. Because, okay, just you think, just if you have a question, yes, just ask me.
Dear viewers, if you haven't yet get into this topic, if you haven't yet pulled up your chair, it is the time. This is the time, guys. This is the time because we are going to get deeper into this, and this is very interesting. it's becoming more interesting just for me, and I hope for my viewers too. Because there is the aspect, before you even continue, what I've listened to right now about alpha and beta, there is a certain concept of the simps. Ever heard of the word simps?
Okay. We will talk about
Yeah. I want you also to give us just classify these guys, because when we talk about, maybe we should talk in a language that's our viewers, the audience will understand. That is the language of na wetu wa mtaani.
Okay.
Yeah. So tell us, who are the simps?
Let me explain who is a simp.
Okay. So just
We have alpha, we have beta, we have simps, and we also have pimps. Simps, they are men who pedestalized the women. They put women at a higher level. And also simping is an equal exchange of value. For example, I'm doing so much, yet I'm getting very little. So men who do so much to women and they get licking from it, those are simps. And for example, I would say if a man is a friend to a woman, then that man could be a simp. Because in the real sense, men and women cannot be friends. They can if they have agreed that our friendship will be purely platonic. But most men cannot be friends with women. So, and there is a pimp. A pimp is a person who connects a woman to a man so that they can have sexual encounters. So if you have ever found yourself maybe giving too much credit to women, maybe doing too much to women, and then you are receiving very little from them, you could consider yourself a simp.
all right. Okay. You've heard, guys. So you just have to look around yourself. What are you doing? What benefits are you getting from your woman? And classify yourself. So in this now, now that you've brought in the aspect, we'll continue with the other discussion, of course, about women here and how they behave. And so, what exactly do you think a woman should bring to the table in the aspect of giving? Now that you have to give this to get this, now what exactly should women bring? Rather, let's start from men. But no, ladies first. What should a woman bring for her to be considered as an ideal woman for dating or to start a family with? And what should a man provide in return? Because men are providers. So what is it? What is the exchange?
Okay. In other words, you're asking me what should a woman have, or what should a woman bring to a relationship? In most women, if you ask them what do you bring to the table, they'll tell you, I am the table. I am the table.
Okay.
But the thing we need to understand about women and men exchange resources for sex. They give resources so that they can get sex. And women give sex for resources. Now, what a man,
I have to put on my goggles, guys. This topic is hot.
what a man brings to a relationship is protection, is provision, and parental investment. In other words, a man carries the burden of performance in his nature. We are protectors by default. We are providers by default. That is something that is in us. Even when a woman comes here and it's lunchtime, by default, we will feel like we need to feed her because they are provided. Yes, it is in us.
Okay.
Yeah, we cannot be blamed for that. It's not our fault. It's our nature. So what a man brings to any relationship, it's the provision, protection, and parental investment, among others, even emotional support, being a priest of the house. That is what a man brings to the table, to the relationship, to the marriage, and all that. Now, a woman A woman, the thing that a woman brings to the table, different men would prefer different things that can be brought to the table by a woman. But basically, what a woman brings to the table, it is her sexuality.
Okay.
Her sexuality. Apart from that, there is nothing else. Some people say, oh, what about companionship? A companionship can be found somewhere else by a man. The only thing that a man wants from a woman is her sexuality.
Okay.
That's why when a woman cheats, the first question the man will ask is, did you fuck him?
Okay.
Did you fuck him? That is the first thing that you'll ask. And you see, when a man cheats, the first question the woman will ask is, do you love her? Because if loyalty to men and women, it's different. Loyalty to women need the provision of the resources, provision, the protection, parental investment. Now, she is afraid that all these aspects will be transferred to the other woman. Okay? That's why when a man dies, the women ambao walikuwa now the concubines and the ones that no one knew about, when they come, what do they claim? The inheritance, the property, Yeah. Now when a woman cheats, the man, the first thing will ask is, did you have sex with that person? Because that is the only thing that shows loyalty to that man.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Very interesting. Very interesting. And I'm very sure this is going to be a topic of discussion, because people tend to let's talk about in the modern era, relationships have been what is it? Let me call it like they're business ideas nowadays. So you would find someone, the people are getting into relationships because of what they get from those relationships. Tuseme kitambo, relationships were majorly to have families. When you get into a relationship, your main objective of a relationship was having a family, having babies, and living together. But nowadays, the narrative has changed, and people are into relationships because they get support, they get money, and they get so the whole idea of relationships differs from one person to another depending on whatever they want at that particular time. So, is there? Let's get this conversation. Let's touch it. Let's like start because we are actually starting this conversation, guys. So, is there an age that someone is supposed to now start getting into a relationship? Now, considering that nowadays we get into a relationship because of other reasons other than having a family. Now that people get into a relationship because of money, because of what they get, what is there an ideal age, or you can get into a relationship at any age? Yeah, okay, that's my question. Oh, yeah.
But I want to think that you have brought a very, very important question about the modern dating, the current dating styles that we have.
Yeah.
What you have considered most to be, I would say it's transactional.
Correct.
That is the word I was looking for. Yes. The word, the other question maybe you're asking, because you have asked me two questions in one. Number one, why do people involve themselves in transactional sex relationships? As in everyone wants something.
Yeah.
That is true. I will answer that. But I will start with the one, at what age should you start relationship? That's what you had asked.
Yeah, correct.
Now it depends. Either we are looking at men or women. Now let me start with women. A woman can start a relationship as early as 18 years old, depending with the laws of the country. Now in Kenya, an 18-year-old girl, she's qualified to vote. So she's an adult.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, she's an adult. She can make her own decisions. But women at a different age need different things. And also, when a woman, you see, women are born with value and men are born without value. So men need to make their own value. Let me explain that. When a woman is at the age of 18, she can be married by a very rich man, a billionaire, and her life changes because she has value. She's hot.
Yeah.
Because the prime years of a woman is between the age of 18 and 28. But she's very hot at the age of 23.
Okay.
Now, that is the time when a man who is at the same age with her, when that guy approaches that lady, chances are you'd be turned down because you have no value. The value of a man, for you, you need to build your own value. You need to go to school. You need to establish yourself, like what you guys are doing here. This is, you're just getting your footing.
Yeah.
So, and that takes time. That takes time. Even the business owners, they'll tell you, I started from this age. After this age, ndio nikaanza kuona vitu zinabadilika. Now, the prime time of a man, most of the time, it starts to peak at the age maybe 30 to 35. At 35, if that man has maximized his potential, that is the part you find that you have resources, you have a good job, maybe you have started your own company. Now that is the time you can decide the lady that you want to marry. Now at this time, the lady who is 35, she has exited from her prime, yeah, from her prime.
Okay.
Because when she reaches 28, she gets into what we call the epiphany phase. Epiphany phase, which goes up to 30.
What's that?
Epiphany phase, it is the stage where ladies realize, oh, I'm getting old. Oh, my friends have gotten married. Oh, other guys are having kids. So they come to that the realization. When she hits 31, she has now started hitting the wall. Now, hitting the wall, you can, maybe if you want me to explain, I can do that later. But okay, let's first finish about this age.
For sure.
Now, let me ask you, an 18-year-old boy and an 18-year-old girl, in the sexual marketplace, who do you think is higher than the other?
Of course, I think the lady.
The lady. She can get someone to marry her.
Yes.
Okay, let's move to 22. Who still, the value is up.
The lady is still up.
25.
25. From experience, it's the lady. It's still the lady. Yeah. This guy, Pado, ana hustle was. He has nothing to offer.
Unless you are born into a rich family. Let's assume that. At the age 27, who has an upper hand?
27.
Bado still the lady.
Yeah.
Because huyu jamaa bado maybe hata hajakuwa employed.
Yeah.
You know. Now, let's get now to 30. Will this man marry this lady?
Not
because this lady has a high notch count. Huh?
Yeah.
This guy now starts picking up. Now, Mungu anamsaidia ama kama maximize potential yake anaanza kuanzisha kazi duni. You know. Now, this guy goes back to 23. So some women will say, why do old men go for young chicks? It is because men are attracted by youth, beauty, hot and tighter. But if someone, the assumption is when a lady is at 30, she has been run through by many men from the modern dating.
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
I think I've answered that question of age. Now let's go to the transactional sex. There are two things that ladies want from men. Number one, it's every woman. Kuna vitu nyingi watu wanasema women want, but it boils down to two things. Number one, it is the genes. the genes. Now the genes inakuja to the alpha side. Do you remember?
Yeah.
The alpha side. Now the gene side, tunasema most of the ladies wanasema cute sons. So when they see a man who is tall is hot. So if when they see a man who is tall, who is handsome, they start fantasizing. How will my baby look? I want my baby akae kama huyo. That's why if you're walking with the ladies and they see a very cute baby, wanasema, oh, this baby is cute. Yeah, number one. Women, they want good genes. Okay, I have had some women who have come to me and asked me, Ali, do you know me? I just want your gene. I want the color, and nothing else. So some women will come to you and they will only want to have sex with you for the sake of gene, and they leave you alone.
Yeah.
So they want cute baby. True. That is number one. Number two, now we come the size. So what tunasema alpha facts. Many people hapa nje wanalea watoto si wao. Wanalea watoto wa alphas. Most of the alphas are jobless. Most of alphas, they don't care. Most of the alphas, yani ni wasee tu wako, yeah? Na kama they have jobs, they are not good jobs, yeah? Okay, so that is the alpha side. They want that. They don't care. Now, the other side, what tunasema alpha facts, beta bats. Beta bats, what are bats? Bats is money. Yeah. They are looking, so women want a man who is kind, a man who is polite, a man who can provide. In other words, they want a family man. Now that is the side of the alpha. Now, this is a long-term project.
Okay.
This is a long-term project. Now, in the years, not because the years, between the age of, say, 20 up to 28, what tunazita the parting years of ladies.
Yeah.
What most of the guys will say, it's a whole face. It's a whole face.
They are in the...
Now, this is the time they are very hot. They want to run with the alphas, bad boys. Now, when they reach at the age of 29, epiphany phase comes in. Oh, I'm getting old. Now they start looking for the alpha side. Now in the epiphany phase is the place where you find most women now going back to church. That after a good girl. Now they are going to church. They are going back to church. They want to repent of their sins. Now they are looking for a better man, a man who has preserved himself, a man who has preserved himself for a very long time.
You know why I'm laughing? Because most of my friends have been telling me that when time comes for them to marry, they are gonna marry church girls. And right now you're telling us those in churches,
Okay.
high chances are they are in their epiphany
phase.
I'm warning you guys. Kitaramba.
Should I finish my
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay, so this is the time most women go back to church. They repent of their sins. They are looking for a good husband, and this is the time when, they are looking for a good husband who will accept them the way they are. This is the time they tell you, I didn't know what I was doing. I was foolish, And then right now I've mended my ways. I want to start afresh.
Yeah.
That is the epiphany phase. And most men who do not know the nature of women, they fall into this trap. Because I'm not saying it's bad to marry them, or I'm not saying it is a bad thing for women at that age to go back to church. What I'm asking, it is the timing of it. It is the timing of it, So they go back, and people, men who are naive, they don't know how women work, And even in church, they will say, real men, they forgive. They forgive. And the real men who are in the church, the better guys, because church is a factory for better men.
Yeah.
80% of men are better. only 20, or not in church, in the society.
Okay.
Only 20% are alphas. And those alphas, they chew them fun. They chew these girls. And then the alpha waits for this no the beta wait for these girls, then and if they marry them. But there are complications when you marry such type of a girl. Now you need to make your peace. But this is the observations and these are the facts, because when you marry such a lady, she has many experiences. Yeah. And most of the time she's there because of, now this is the phase where transactional sex comes in. She will not fuck you the way she fucked the alpha. She will fuck you because you are providing for her. She will fuck you because you're providing protection for her. She will not fuck you for free.
Okay.
But alphas already ate the good cake
For free.
for free. And most of the time in the alpha phase, if you have a girlfriend in the alpha phase and she's looking for that hot guy, and in this phase, ladies, they don't look for your money. They don't ask you which company do you work for, how many degrees do you have. They don't ask that. Oh, all they're looking is hot, that guy hot, and they fuck you. This time, it is when most of the time, most ladies, they get pregnant, and then baadaye huko you find a single mom umesema mtoto nilipata, babake manipulated me, then the beta says, oh, I'm a good father, I will be a stepdad. So most of the time they call them a dad who stepped up.
Yeah. And they call the other a date.
And at the end of the day, what this comes to is the sexual strategy of women will be still fulfilled. Alpha fucks, beta bucks. So it's up to you as a man to decide which way you want.
Which way you want to go? You wanna be an alpha or you wanna be?
And also being an alpha, it does not mean you must be muscular. You must be authoritative. An alpha, the alpha word is just a placeholder. There are women you can look weak, but the traits that you portray, they are those of an alpha. Because when a lady looks at you and then she says, oh, this guy is an alpha, then after staying with you for some time, she will throw some test to you to test you, are you real an alpha? Now, you can find someone is jacked, someone is very strong, masculine, but the way he behaves, he portrays the traits of a beta male. So it is incongruent with the instincts of a woman. This guy looks strong, but he's behaving bitchy. Yeah. So at the end of the day, she leaves you.
I think what you say really explains the recent cases, the recent rise of single mothers. There's a crisis, let me tell you. This is a crisis, and our viewers can confirm this. The cases of single mothers right now, if they had to do some data collection, it would be surprising. It would be surprising as compared to the 2000s. Right now, it's a crisis. Small girls giving back, and it all explains the relationship phase that we are in right now.
All right, I can talk about single mothers.
Yes, please. Yes, please talk about.
But before I talk about that, I would want to revisit the aspect of good girls in church.
Good girls.
You had mentioned good girls.
Yeah, where my parents want to go back to church to get married.
And this is unflattered truth, unflattered fact about women nature, but men don't like hearing. And also women don't like hearing. So for me, they are not good girls. We call it a myth of good girls. Every good girl that maybe you have seen is a bad girl who never got caught.
Okay.
Most of the women that we see that they are good, they're just pretending to be good. But when the opportunity presents itself, she will be naughty for you. Now, when you approach, when you approach,
Says they are bad for someone.
yes, now that's what you're getting my point. They are bad for for the alphas. Now, yeah, maybe you guys have encountered these traits with the women. Sometimes when you are with a girl, she will tell you, for me, I don't do that until until the second or the third date.
Yeah.
And when it gets to the third date, anakwambia, no, why can't we first get married so that we have sex?
Okay.
So she pretends. Why? Why? The reason is she perceives you to be a better man. But when she meets a man whom she perceives to be an alpha, she will break all the rules and throw them off the window. And she'll go down, she will suck the dick of that man. So this is the rule. This is the rule. Women create rules for beta males and they break rules for an alpha. If a girl has ever broken rules for you, then you are an alpha. If you have to do something, if you have to jump a lot of hoops to get to her, my friend, she perceives you as a better male. And someone somewhere else is chewing. Now, when you hold her hand kwa public, anakwambia, oh, I don't do that. No. If she says I don't do that, hapo mbele ongeza I don't do that with you. Okay? I don't have sex with a man that I've met just today. No. She does not have sex with a man like you for the first time if you're not an alpha.
Interesting. This is really interesting.
Now, this is the nature of women, but it's very unflattering that they don't want to hear, and most men maybe they have gone through this.
Yeah.
I thought about connecting dots.
And I think the young men, especially the young men who are trying to have their relationships, their relationships taking shape, wanajaribu kuingia kwa relationships, and the guys who really wants to settle, I think those guys see the most dust.
Because you see, being a nice guy and being a nice guy,
They call you, I think they confuse it. They confuse. I mean, it's a sort of manipulation. If you don't conform to the rules that they give you, they call you not gentle. They say, oh, this guy is not gentle, because I told him that we can't do this. But again, you say, she's doing it for someone else. Yeah.
now, let me shed some light on nice guys, and being a nice guy will do you no good.
Okay.
And being a nice guy is when you approach a woman, you try to be friendly with her, you spend a lot of your money on her, time, with an expectations that she will give you sex, she'll give you pussy. At the end of the day, she doesn't do that. Because she will be taking advantage of your kindness. This guy is very nice. When I give him pussy, will go away and I will not be getting all these good things. So you become a nice guy. And many people do this in our offices, in the society, they do this. Now, how do you break from that? In other words, it depends with a man, it depends with a man. Every man has a game. Every man has a game. What do I mean by game? Game is getting from point A to point Z. In other words, initiating conversation with a woman and getting her to lay with you. Because many people will ask me, Ali, the point of having a relationship is it all about sex? Yes, it's about sex. There's nothing else. What do men want from a woman? It's sex. It's sex, not being a friend. And if a man pretends to be a woman's friend, it's only that he is waiting for an opportunity to present itself. So you need to ask yourself if you want your kindness to be taken advantage of, or you want to see the return of your investment. Because at the end of the day, what a man needs from a woman, it's sex. So the rule is this. It is first sex, then relationship. The duty of a man is to get the woman. It is to obtain the girl. Now, it is the duty of a lady to retain the man. Let me repeat that. The duty of a man is to obtain the woman, and the duty of a woman is to retain that man. That's why when a woman takes another woman's man, wanasemanga she could not retain that man. So for me, I can do a better job to retain that man. Have you ever heard of that? That's why unasikianga wanaume wanasema hapo weza kupata ule deo, mimi nilimpata. But now the question is, tunarudi kwa ile question ya what do women bring to the table? Now, apart from sex, apart from her sexuality, what else does she bring on the table? Now, sex is just a Trojan horse to the city. Then after that, she needs to find good things that will keep you, will entice. Yes. Now, what are these things? For example, maybe doing some chores in the house, you have some good cooking, and also knowing your routine so that you will be intertwined with her, so that maybe if you're going for morning run, unaamka unapata viatu ziko hapo zimewekwa. Yani she becomes so valuable to you such that without her, there are things when I feel, oh, there are things which are not moving. But guess what? Most ladies are very annoying. Okay. They are very, they just want a guy to, yani akue tu hapo, just, yes, and the lady is doing nothing. After sex, then what? Then what? You know? That is the issue. Now, the story about single mothers, I'm not saying that single mothers do not deserve love. They do deserve love. But someone, as a man, you need to be very careful because of what you are getting yourself into. Maybe if you want us to talk about that, we can do that.
All right, correct. So let me get this right. Let me get this right. So let's get a little lighter with this topic. So now that people get into relationships because of different reasons. So, in your opinion, can a woman love a man? And is it can okay? Let's answer this question. Can a woman love a man?
Women are incapable of loving men the way men think women should love them. Okay, let me repeat that and I'll explain. Women are incapable of loving men the way men think should be loved. I haven't said that women cannot love. Women can love, but they are incapable of loving men the way it's men, the way men think should be loved. Now, what I'm saying is the concept of love is different for men, and also it's different for women. Men love idealistically. Women, they love opportunistically. Okay. Men love in a ideal sense for the sake of love. The love that their mother showed them. Yeah. They want to be loved unconditionally. And I want to say here in this YouTube podcast or channel, men want to be loved unconditionally, but there is nothing as unconditional love in the sexual dynamics. The unconditional love can only be obtained by children and pets. So if you're not a child or a pet, you cannot be given unconditional love. So women are incapable of loving men the way men think they should be loved, which is unconditional or idealistic. Oh, I did this. Then I'm guaranteed to be loved. Now, women, they love opportunistically. How? For us, our qualification to love a woman, they are very few. She has to be hot and available most of the time. You know, she has it. I beg you agree. Most of the time, she has to be hot. She has to be hot, available, and give you peace of mind. You know, and also empty your balls. Most of the time, those are things. But also women, they have a long list of the things that they want from a man. And let me just shed some light on that. They would want a man who have resources, a man who can provide, a man who can protect them. In other words, they want a man who can perform. Men, we bear the burden of performance. We are performers, and women are selectors.
Performing everywhere.
You need to perform.
Everywhere.
You need to perform. Like what you're doing here. There are ladies, when they come here, one of them will say, oh, this guy is doing well, Now, anaanza kukuweka kwa level flani. Sometimes you'd be doing this just for your own sake. But in our endeavor, in our pursuits, even if we don't want to show off, but women, they can detect that, and then they'll come to your life in one way or the other. But you need to do something. You need to perform. What is a burden of performance has to be something. Are you providing? There's something. In other words, they need to come and support you. The Bible says, "Komba, they are helpers." Now, when women come to your life, what are they helping you with? They need to come to your world, and you tell them, this is what I'm doing. Are you ready to be in my world? If you don't want, then you can just pack and go.
Yeah.
So they have some prerequisites for you to qualify in their spheres. Unless you have that, then you have no chance. So unconditional love is not there.
Okay.
You need to do something. Now, women, when men want to be loved like the way their mothers loved them, women, they ask them, say, you guys, are you not getting this? I cannot love you the way your mom loved you.
Yeah, your mom had no other son. I have options.
Now, that's where unapata most of the ladies on a that's a mama's boy.
Okay.
That's a mama's boy, because he wants to be given motherly love. And for a woman, I'm not your mother. I'm your lover. I need you to perform. I need you to go out there and put a dent into the world. I need you to go and fight. I need you to go and perform. That's why our concepts of love is different. And once we understand this as men, then you know what is expected of you. No lady, even if atakwambia, I love you the way you are. Men are not loved the way they are. They are loved for what they are in the society.
Yeah, correct.
You need to perform.
Correct. To all men outside there, you better perform. You better go out there, make something for yourself, and they'll just come. Yeah, the ladies will come. Go out, grind and hustle.
Even if they don't come, don't let women to be your point of origin. You just pursue excellence, and if women comes to your life, let them be a byproduct of your success in whatever field that you have chosen as a man. If they come, well. If they don't come, focus on yourself, because at the end of the day, women, if they come to your life and you're still performing, they will still ask themselves, is he the best that I can do? In other words, in your field, if they find someone else who can do better, who can answer the hypogamous question, is he the best I can do? If they find that question that it can be answered by another man, my friend, you are left. And most people, I had some friends who called me, another friend of mine called me akaniambia, oh Ali bwana, umanzi mimi nimempeleka Java, umanzi nimemulia sijui nini, but bado ameniacha, You are left because you did not answer the hypogamous question.
That was all you could do.
Yes, and maybe she wants someone who has leveled up. Okay, so don't. If I were to give only one advice to men, nothing is personal. You just understand this is how the game is played, and then play the game.
Don't hate the player, hate the game. That's what they say. So I have some quick.
Have I answered the question?
Yes. But we'll go back to it, because even the Bible, the Bible says a man should love the woman, and doesn't say the vice versa. It doesn't say a woman love the husband. So I think the love, ideally, again, that brings the question, who should approach who?
Okay.
Because if the Bible says, woman, love, no, a man should.
Men love, let me put it, men love your wives
Huh?
the way Christ loved the church.
Yes.
And the women submit to your husbands.
Okay, yes, correct. So now the question is,
Mm.
another question that comes up is, who should approach who?
Okay.
Uh,
Should I answer that?
yes, please.
Okay. In the in the sexual marketplace, I will say it is expected of a man to approach a woman. You know, you go and present your case. If she likes you, then you have a good deal.
Okay.
You should initiate the conversation and all that
As a man.
as a man.
Okay.
But in your relationship, I will say the person who needs to love the other the most should be the woman,
Okay.
not the other way around. The problem that we make as men is we love a lot. We give a lot of love to the lady that we have found, but that is wrong. Women, they should love, a woman should love you more. I will explain why. There is a rule. There is a line in the sexual marketplace. When you see the person who needs the other the least holds the power within that relationship. If I need you not that much, that means I can detect the terms and conditions of that
Around that.
of that relationship. Let's say the United States of America. The United States of America needs the rest of the world or the countries the least. So it holds more power. So someone else told me kwamba when America coughs, other nations they get flu. They detect the term.
Yes.
You know. Now when a man loves so much, it means he has very little power. He will be chasing this woman all the time. Akiambiwa ruka juu, anauliza how high do you want me to jump? Because
Yeah.
because the lady need this man very in a minute sense. But what if a woman loves more? And that also goes against the hypergamous nature of a woman. That's why I've said a woman needs to love you more. And it's up to you, the man, to know over.
Now.
Let me explain that.
Okay.
In the hypergamy story and theory, it's that a woman wants to love someone who is higher than her, someone that she can look up to her, or up to him, in that sense. Now, if now wewe ndo unapenda zaidi, na then you are looking
Up to hand.
yani wewe ndo unani worship, na mimi na expect wewe ndo nikue, there's no reason why I should love you more. Kumaanisha wewe ndo yani mimi niko juu yako, I have more power in this relationship.
She inspires.
In this relationship mi ndo niko na power zaidi yako.
Okay.
That's why anytime she needs to go, napata the man oh, please don't go.
The man.
Because the lady has got more power in that relationship. And then it becomes this push and pull, mtu ameachwa, then jamaa anaenda anajinyonga because the lady held more power in that relationship. What if a man has more power in that relationship? In other words, the love, same yet love ikue less kwamba simpende msichana, but the love should not be more than that of a woman. Because if a woman loves you more than you do, she'll do anything for you.
Okay.
She will not create more hoops to jump than the way she will do to a better man. She will give you the best sex of your life.
Okay.
It will not be a transactional sex. Ukitaka kulala na mimi lazima unipeleke Java, unipeleke wapi? No. Because she loves you so much, she will atakwambia I will do anything for you. Lakini jamaa ambaye msendo ako na on a lot of power, he will be told, my friend, take me to Nyali Cinemax. Take me there. Take me to Ama to Diani. Otherwise, you're not getting this Gucci.
Okay.
You know?
So now in that context, you saying in a relationship the lady should love the man more.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So when fathering things, who should propose to who? Who should propose to who?
Okay.
Again, there was a question I wanted.
Let me answer that. In case a man wants to marry the lady, of course, it's the man who has the obligation to propose to the lady.
Okay.
What I am against is kneeling.
Okay.
Don't like yes. Why should you kneel? You should not kneel while proposing because she's not your God. For me, I only kneel for God, and maybe my mother.
All right.
But as a man, you can just propose in a normal way. I want to marry you.
Yeah. Put the ring.
Yes.
Let's have put it on.
Yes, but going down and kneeling, no, I don't do that. I can only kneel to God and maybe my mother.
Wow.
And that in any relationship, a man should not be the first to say, I love you. The moment a man says, I love you, it means the desire for you from that lady is very lively. But when that woman says, she becomes the first to say, I love you. Now she loves me genuinely.
Okay.
You know.
It's not like she's reciprocating your words, because when you say I love you,
Yes.
she needs to say I love you back.
Yes.
Oh,
That's why I've also said about the power dynamics in a relationship. He who holds more power in a relationship needs the other the less.
okay.
And in any relationship, if now you are courting a lady, you should not be the first one to say, "Can you be my girlfriend?" No, you should not ask a relationship from a lady.
Okay.
You are the gate. You see, women are gatekeepers to sex, and the men are gatekeepers to relationships, to commitments. So don't ask a lady, "Can you be my girlfriend?" Let her ask you that. This is how ladies do that. When you have been talking the lady for quite some time, she'll ask you, what are we? Hii relationship inaelekea wapi? Now that's when you realize, oh, she wants to be in a relationship with me. Hata kuna some ladies wanakwambia, can I be your girlfriend? At this time, you realize that you are high value ma. Yeah. Anytime for me when I meet with ladies, and maybe a lady is interested in me, I normally tell her, for me, I have other ladies in my life. Are you ready to compete with them? In other words, I have other irons in the fire.
You are the prize.
Yes.
You call yourself the prize. Okay.
And also being the prize, it has also its own tenants. We can talk about that separately. Now, this is the thing. You just ask her, I have other irons in the fire. Are you ready to compete with these other ladies? So many people will ask me, Ali, what are the other ladies? And will this lady accept that you are dating other ladies, Now, this is the thing. You just tell her, I have other things going on in my life that they take so much of my time. Are you ready to compete with those things? In other words, you're trying to tell her, I have something going on in my life that I am focused there. So why should I give you my time? Now, when you tell that to women, they say, "Oh, this is the guy. He knows what he's after, his dreams, his vision. And that is what women want."
Okay.
But ukimwonyesha you are the only one. For me, I don't tell women that you are the only one. No, there's nothing like the only one. There's nothing like my soulmate. That's bullshit.
Yes. So now, just a quick advice to our viewers. How do you as a man get the powers in a relationship? What are the things that you need to do for you to be the man that you should be? Like the man in the command, the man who runs things around. What is it that you're supposed to do as a man in a relationship?
In a relationship, there are many things that you can do, but it depends with the man and the way maybe you are brought up. But most men are still in the better side of the spectrum. They will do things the way they were told by their parents. Uh, Respect girls, treat them well and all that. Be nice to girls. But most of the time, if you do that, it will get you nowhere. And most people who have done that, they know this. It has gotten them nowhere. Women are good people. But at the end of the day, if you decide to be in a relationship, is to know your place in that relationship. I am a man. What am I supposed to do? The duties of a man. Remember the burden of performance. What am I supposed to do? I need to perform. In other words, don't put this lady before your dreams, your goals and dreams, let women come to your life as a byproduct of what you are doing. And when they when they fall off the bandwagon, well and good, you're still focused. And when you're in a relationship, there are many things that women will do to you to test your fitness. We call them shit test. For example, you can come with your girl here, na umetulia, then ukamwambia, baby, can you get me some water I want to drink? Then akwambie, don't you know where the fridge is? Yeah. Tayari, alafu unamwambia, oh baby, don't worry, no, umechoka, acha nini nichote nikuje. Naona huyu jamaa fala kabisa, because now you have demonstrated that the alpha she thought you was, then you are not that alpha. Okay. So there is some incongruency with what she perceived you. Then after some time, she'll leave you. Women are very ruthless. They don't tolerate weak men. If you show signs of weakness, they will leave you. So you just know you are a man. Are you working out? Because the moment you find your belly is blocking, and you can't see Mr. John pale chini, then you need to go and get some exercise, Put yourself in a good shape, okay? Yeah. And also try to get your finances in order. Sometimes it can be hard, but try to work on that. In other words, focus on yourself. And in all this, women will find you attractive and they will come to you. And when they come to you, now you lay out the terms and conditions of that relationship. This is what I'm doing because you have power. If you are not, if you are not in agreement with this, then well and good, go, and you're still focused on what you are doing.
Thank you so much, Ali. This topic is really interesting, and we can go all day talking about it because there's so much that I'm actually thinking about right now. Every point we discuss, I get more questions, and I really need an episode 2 for this. We need to meet again and discuss these things because it's something that really happens in the society today. It affects most of the young men because again, the young men are the ones that, because utasikia most cases mtu amechukuliwa girlfriend yake nini, it's just because the guys are incapable of providing what the girls we need. You'll find rare cases of ati them ana complain that my guy was taken by a mama, but it happens the opposite. Yani cases mingi sana, young guys complaining nini, it's because they don't know how to handle their relationships. So before we wrap up, I would like to know, is there an ideal place that you can find a partner, a very good partner? What are the qualities that one can look into someone and say, oh, this person, this man or this woman is an ideal partner for me. This is someone I think I can make a life with. Yeah. What are the things that you should look into other people, and what are the places do you think? Because we already talked about church and the breeze that we can find in churches. So what do you think is, or can you meet, or ni kama do we have a place that we can find good partners?
Number one, the place question, there's no a good place that you can find a good partner. Some people have met in church, some people have met in clubs, some people have met on the streets, others have met at work. So there's no an ideal place where you can find your ideal or suitable partner. There's no place. So wherever you guys will meet, it's there. Some people have met in the worst of places and they have lived for more than 40 years together.
They have met in hospital.
Yes. So there is no an ideal place. About the quality of a man or woman that one can find ideal to settle with, sometimes it depends on the person. There are qualities that are there in a woman that you are looking for. Sometimes you may not get all of them. Sometimes you may get a few of them. But it's up to you to know that I want what we call non-negotiables. You need to have three. For example, what are the deal breakers in a relationship that you are looking for? You know, some people will tell you tattoos. They don't want ladies with tattoos. And there are reasons for that. If you want, in the next episode, we can discuss about that. Some people tell you, for me, I wouldn't want to marry a single mother. And there are reasons for that. Yeah. If you want, you can also discuss that another time. Yeah. Because there are people who will tell you, I don't want a lady who is fat. Yeah. And that's most of the time when men put their prerequisites of the ladies that they want, women will complain. Because kama a man atasema mimi sitaki mtu ako na tattoo, sitaki mtu ako na mtoto, sitaki mtu ako mnono. Wanawake watasema, oh, why that? That's body shaming, you know. And is it not body shaming when women say, mimi sitaki mtu mfupi, mimi sitaki ka mtu ambako kamekonda, mimi sitaki mtu ka mtu kanono. Is that not body shaming? I'm just asking, you know, from afar. So there are those double standards, but as a person, you need to know what to compromise, because at the end of the day, you'll never get a perfect person for you. You need to know, I will compromise this and this, but I have at least three.
You have to have a bare minimum.
Yes, at least three.
Yeah.
If they qualify these ones, then I can go on with my relationship. So the question of place, no ideal place. You can meet your person anywhere. And also the second one, it's up to you to know what you want. But for me, I have if you would have asked me, I would have told you. But you haven't asked for
We'll come back to that. We have a second episode for this. I guarantee you guys we'll have another episode for this with a quick fire questions. These ones are very short. I need short answers for those.
Okay.
Who should pay on a date?
A man should pay on a date.
A man should pay on a date. All right. Do you pull a chair on a date for the woman to sit?
For me, I will say no.
You will say no.
For me, I wouldn't pull a chair for a lady to sit, because that in the medieval times, that was the work of the slaves in the castle where the kings used to reside. And all the time, for me, most of the time, the kings were not doing that. That was the work of the slaves. They would pull the chair, then the lady will say to seek. Even opening the doors.
That was my next question.
Even opening the doors, that was the work of slaves. I'm not a slave. And she has hands to do that. Even opening the door, maybe car's door. Why should I do that? She can do that.
Okay. What's your opinion about 50-50 in terms of sharing? Not in terms of sharing, but in terms of maybe duties. What do you think about the 50-50?
50-50 idea, for me, I'm not an advocate of 50-50. Because what looks 50 to a man is different from what looks 50 to a lady. For me, my 50 could be very easy and light, but to a lady, over time, she will get tired of this 50. Women were not designed to provide. They were not designed to do that. For me, I will say it is 100% man and 0% for a lady. In other words, I'm asking that men step up and do their work. Now, in the house, it's good to know the roles as a man. For me, I need to keep the lights on. For me, I need to provide. And the lady needs to be the one telling the kids kwamba as the stuff about boogeyman. Boogeyman does not exist. That is their work, to make sure meals are prepared. In other words, to understand your place. And most of the marriages ambazo zime last for a long time, it is just understanding your place in a relationship, and all that. 50-50 for me, it is 100% man and 0% the lady. So that when she decides to go, I have no problem with that. Now, this is the thing. You need to be self-sufficient such that when a lady comes to your life, she can choose to work or not. Just say,
Okay.
work to her becomes elective. She can wake up one day and go to the work and tell her boss, kwamba, boss, this is my resignation letter, and I don't feel like working for this company anymore.
Okay.
Sasa wewe baki hapo na job yako, and she comes home and everything is catered.
It's all right.
See, I'm not saying that women should not work. Work to them should be elective. They should choose to work, not mandatory. Now, for a man to get to that point, it means you need to have worked so much. So I'm going back to the burden of performance. This is the reason. Women, anytime they can leave you, anytime they want. I have seen people who have stayed in a marriage for almost 30 years, and one day the lady wakes up and says, I'm tired of this. I want to go. We have seen such cases. We have our friends who have done everything, but they were still left. We have seen politicians, wealthy politicians, being left. So who are you not to be left? In other words, it's your duty to perform, and if she wants to go, it's okay. If she wants to stay, she can stay.
All right. That is well understood, and I'm hoping and I'm wishing that our viewers have learned from this episode. We are gonna have a second episode for this, and remember to subscribe. Remember to like the video. Remember to share. Remember to comment also. Your comment would be really matter to us as we make more content for you guys. Wishing you all the best, and happy to see you. Okay,
Asante san. Thank you for inviting me.